Hi everybody, I'm Aryan Rasoulipour. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to discuss about this issue why we can't rely on motivation and willpower for language learning. Okay, let me talk about this challenge for modern humankind and modern human being. Motivation and willpower, contrary to popular belief, are not reliable driving forces on certain factors for learning a new language. This is because we have two types of motivation: external motivation and internal motivation for language learning. External motivation is that originated from other people's. For example, friends and colleagues might say how well a certain lady or gentleman, despite being passionate speaker, are fluent in Japanese. Or a group of colleagues in Germany might admire somebody from Argentina who speaks German like a native, in addition to English and Spanish. We all know that such a motivational sources are temporary and fleeting, and there is no guarantee of their performance and presence or continuity spontaneously. The second type is internal motivation. For instance, imagining somebody learning a French or Chinese for work or business purposes, or acquiring Arabic for immigration to Persian Gulf uh, states. These types of motivation is certainly only better than the first, but it can't lead to sustained willpower and ultimately continuous practical action. So, what are the solutions? Solution is nothing but short term, medium term, and long term planning. What do a delicious cake and theater performance have in common? Both start and commence with a good plan. Planning makes everything go smoothly, from a simple cake recipe to a complex routine of play reading. Planning helps us prepare for problems and take steps towards and forwards achieving our goals. So, if you are learning in English or any types of language in this video podcast, I want to deliver all the examples based on English, but you can share and spread this example to all types of and sorts of languages. You definitely need to have a strong plan for English. Planning turns in your dream into reality and helps you reach your goals faster. Since circumstances vary from a person to a person, one can't claim there's a magical formula for daily English language planning. Moreover, the best person to set a flexible and logical plan is the language learner themselves. Of course, a language learner who has sufficient knowledge of their own learning conditions and how to properly and daily for learning English. By following each of the steps we described below, you can create a realistic plan for yourself and enjoy learning the language. Why should you have a plan for learning language, or in this case, English? There are many things to learn in English, which can makes learning English seems like a big task. Planning for English helps manage the English learning process, and it helps you break down the big task of learning English into smaller steps. When you concentrate on these smaller steps, learning English doesn't seem so difficult. A plan helps you see your progress. Comparing your learning over a few weeks shows you how much progress you are making and what you need to change. This makes learning more effective. Daily planning for English forces you to set goals for yourself. Goals gives clear ideas of where to start and how to process. Writing a plan itself means you can process at pace that suits you. Okay, you your plan turns learning English into a simple routine. You can learn how, whenever you want and study according your life routines, no matter how busy it is. And the best part. What's the best part? Study plans are motivating. Striving towards goals helps you continue learning, even when studying gets off. So let's jump into the first step. The step one, ask yourself this question to prepare your planning template. How can you start daily planning for learning English? Firstly, you need to ask yourself a few questions. Honest answer will help you create a study plan that brings you more success. Why do I want to learn English? What are my goals and reasons? Is it for work or either for is it for study? Do you want to travel or simply speak with your friends or to speak confidently with your teacher at school? Make a list of positive and optimistic things that you want to happen if you enhance your English. Prioritize them and arrange them from most important to least important. The items at top of your list are the main reasons you want to learn English. This process helps you clearly see and feel your goals. And your goals determine how you organize your study plan. These goals determine what and how you learn. How do I learn the best? What's my learning style? It's another type of question. Do you enjoy learning by talking? Do you learn better when you take notes or look at pictures? Do you learn better in morning or in the evening? Answering these questions will help you to adjust your English planning based on the methods and schedule that helps you learn fastest. How much time do I have? It's another important question. Spending too much time per week on studying can make you feel like path will never be completed. So, also not allocating time for studying can create the feeling in you. Be realistic. Look at your week and calculate how much time you have to for studying. If you're unsure, go through a week and normally and write down the times you can study. You might realize you have an hour nine nights before the dinner, half an hour on the bus to work, or half a day on the weekend. Add all of these gaps up to get weekly total. What learning resources do I have or can use? Do you have a computer, smartphone, or English books? Do you live or work near a library? Do you have an app on your mobile phone that can help you learn English? If not, do you know where to go get them? How much are you willing to pay for learning resources? Do I need help from others? Who is the best? Who are the best persons? How do I get their help? Do you learn better on your own or do you prefer to learn English with the other students in public? Are there friends or teachers you can ask for help? There are amazing resources. Think about contacting other language learners for study ideas, sharing achievements with friends, consulting with teachers. Having a network of people helps you stick on your English study plan and advance your learning. Okay, next delve into next step. Step two, create the outline of learning English and English language planning example. Use your answers to question to create an outline for your language plan. Just follow these steps. In the first steps, planning language learning, choose your main learning goal. Write your main goals in a clear sentence. Make it positive and it's something you can do. For example, My goal is to present English materials at work with complete confidently, with highest self-esteem and self-confidence as is possible. Break your goals into smaller steps. Write down the smaller steps you need to take to you reach your goal. These steps can include many areas of English communication, including speaking, listening, vocabulary, writing, reading, comprehension, and social skills. Memorize vocabulary related to your job. Improve your my official and formal writing skills can be other targets for learning a language. Speak confidently in large gatherings and various groups. Set a timeline and draw your English study plan. A week is a good duration for learning uh, and a study plan. Most of the people have a weekly schedule, and in the schedule, through a visual study schedule for your column. Write the name of each day at the top of the 7 columns. Leave one column blank for notes. And write hours um, of the day next day to each columns. Start at top of your wake up time. End at bottom with your bedtime. Consider all of us something like this in between to have a vertical and vertical timeline. Start filling in your language study schedule. First, add your normally weekly activities to your schedule. If you go to work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday, write this in the Saturday column next to the hours in timeline. If you do this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as well as write it down in columns too. Implement for this for all activities you do throughout the week. Now, think about numbers of hours calculated for studying. Start thinking about the numbers and adding times for studying to your free time in your timeline. Allocate time to shift activities. If you feel better learning in the morning, your morning walk to the evening and replace it with an hour of study. Fifth, activities to make a study sessions longer or shorter. Use a pencil to erase and rewrite your schedule until you have a completely satisfactory and fixed weekly routines. And remember to include breaks into your study plan and allocate time for rest. For example, for Monday, 7 a.m. breakfast. After breakfast, in 8 a.m., read English at home. 9 a.m. There are, for instances, examples. 9 a.m. for learn English on the bus to work. 9:30 a.m. start work. 5 p.m. work is finished, terminated. Leave office. 5:30 p.m. evening walk. 6 p.m. study English on the bus home. 6:15 p.m. rest. In 6:30 p.m. dinner. In 7:30 relax. In 9:30 p.m. it's bedtime and sleeping time. Set time to review and test your success rate. You need a checkpoint also. It's important. It's time to review your learning using a test. And learning test is recommended every 2 weeks. This steps is very important. The result from this test will help you to organize your future weekly study plans. Write the dates of your next review in the notes of column of your study plan. For example, notes. Test after 2 weeks, 8th August. You can use any materials or you prefer by and it's desirable for you. And in step 3, organize content in your planning list. If you follow these steps yourself, you now have a great time for learning English. Make several copies of this outline. This can save your time and when creating your plan each week. And now you can Fill the study outline with your content you have learned. Review the list of English skills you need to learn. This will help you decide what to study during the week. Here's our example again. Memorize vocabulary that is correlated to your job and work. Enhance your official and formal writing skills. As an example, speak confidently in front of the group of colleagues and prioritize your learning steps. Remember the small steps you previously chose that leads the main goals. Decide which of them need to work on the most. Also think about which skills help improve other skills. Write your certain in list in noted column of your plan. This list may change weeks by week, and so rewrite the list in order to importance of the week you are about to first to until end. Now use this list to plan your study time for each. Step 1 should take up half or 50% of your weekly study time. Step 2 should take up to 25% of your weekly study time or quarter. Step 3 should take up 25th rest of the 25% of your weekly study time, and this is not general rule. If you feel second steps needs more studying during this week, you can adjust it to your English study plan to suit your based on your requirement and needs and tendencies. Choose the strategies and resources that will help you reach your goals. This is where you can choose and learning methods and styles you will using during your study plan. In our example above, riding the bus in the morning can be opportunity to listen to English podcasts. The afternoon walk can be down and group colleagues, which would be excellent opportunity to build confident English conversation skills and with large groups. A weekly lunch can be arranged every Thursday or Sunday with friends who are also learning English. This will be an opportunity to compare your notes practically, work and practice vocabulary and share your useful resources and books and materials as references. And step 4, make learning easy when planning for English learning language. Know that your English study plan is ready. Try to blend English learning with the what you really want. Okay, and now there are some tips that can help you. Make your study plan beautiful. A visually appealing study plan creates motivation because I know that I initially mentioned that motivation is not useful, but it's other types sorts of inner sight motivation that can, in practical procedures, can be helpful. Adding about motivation because it catches your eye and encourage you to look at it. So visually appealing is one element substantially. Write your goals in large font and decorate it however you like. Doing this will boost your motivation when you review what you are studying each day. Furthermore, looking nice make it easy to use. Decide whether your study plan should be on the paper or if you intend to have it on your mobile phone or any digital devices. It's up to you, but it should be easy to create weekly, easy to review during the day, and easy to adjust necessarily. An easy plan makes learning easy. Set up your study environment and decorate it. Create a space in your home or workplace where you feel good. If you're comfortable, you will enjoy learning more. And also try to keep it clean. Add plants, pictures, cushions, or relaxing musics. Make a surrounding so beautiful that you want to stay in the study area you have created forever. Set reminders when you're planning for English language learning. Distractions sometimes happen, most of the time, usually. So be prepared for it. Set up a reminder system for weeks when your brain starts to lose focus. Reminders can be mobile alarm or note stuck on your bathroom mirror, anything that is depends on your preference. It's up to you, but try to write a simple positive sentence like get ready to boost your brain at 8 a.m. Be flexible and not rigid with your study plan. If you feel overwhelmed, declutter to do list. So just focus on the next step. Seeing only one item on the list reduces the stress getting things done. If you are avoiding studying, there might be bigger problem. If you are always tired or feel something like you are studying too hard and abandoning your studying plan, if this happens every week, it's an issue. But if this happens week after week, change your English language plan method. It's not useful for you. And shift your routine to include more of your interest and think positively about future planning. This plan is yours. If you are not comfortable with it, change it. It's not a factual rule. And read about more. Finally, make sure you celebrate. Celebrate your achieving goals. Even celebrate all your failures. Why? Because when we are learn from mistakes, mistakes depicts us. We are learning more and more every day. Yes, learning English is difficult, but celebrating every small steps make it easier and more fun. Whether it's a small personal gift, celebratory meal, or an out dating with friends to do something feel satisfied with your learning journey. More happiness creates more motivation that are very authentic ones. This helps and keep you motivated to continue studying until you speak English fluently and perfectly. So, in daily planning for English learning, these steps can be considered equivalent to architecture first brick, step one. But what about lack of time? I mentioned here you should in an inevitable issue in urban life. To sum up, if you look at matter for another angle and question arises, do we really lack all the time? Or do we not know how to make optimal use of the time? Cons- do you listen to me? Concentrate to me. Keep listening. I am concluding all the tips. A lack of budget. It's another tip that I didn't mention on the main body, but I wanted to say some tips that can help you affordably learn a language. It is very common to excuse many people used to blame for their lack of success in learning English. Nowadays, there are many educational resources in digital space, and via internet, AI tools, and something like this. Both free and paid, but affordable. Despite this, lack of budget also seems like an illogical excuse, uh, but a respectful one. Because with very low cost, one can access many resources and teachers. And somebody may say, I have no talent. This sentence is one of the dues stale phrases shouldn't be given any thought, as you have heard many times. Many skills can be learned through practice, repetition, and convert to perfect ones. Learning a language is impossible for me. This sentence also is the counterpart of the previous one. Perhaps at the beginning of the learning process, you will experience anxious moments and could constantly tell yourself, what if I can't? What if I don't learn? I can't learn at all. It's enough to break this shapeless monster you have built as an idol in your bad idol, worth one of language learning in your mind and turn it into several lovable baby monsters as a goddesses in your mind, friendship with them and more enjoyable, attainable. And you should keep in your mind English language level assessment. This stage is important prosecuting for daily English learning language planning or any types of language as I mentioned before. Okay? So because you need to know where you are stand. Level assessment shows you your knowledge and proficiency in any types of language. This awareness helps you in choosing resources appropriate uh, to your current level. In addition, a test of level assessment tried with international standards can display your strength and weakness in each language skills, allowing you to consider a better strategy for yourself. One simple and easy way to excel your level in refer to any types of websites that are free ones. And understanding English learning style are the other substantial element that I mentioned as one of the most important of them in this podcast. But I want to mention here and display to you we have some types of learning style. They are not rigid ones, but they can be mixture of any types of them. For example, it's not a part of sophisticating a fallacy for anybody, but I want to introduce them to you. Visual learning process, tactile, kinesthetic, auditory, reading and writing based. Okay? And set a logical goals for yourself. Carefully examine your goals with several perspectives. What is um your long term and short term target? Is it a rational one? I don't know. You should respond to that question. And choosing create and appropriate tools to learn and very without facilities that cannot trouble you very much. Some types of facilities like classes and training courses, books, newspaper, magazine as accessible as possible, music and podcasts, digital learning aids such as applications in mobile phones and Windows as a laptop, computers, PCs, any types of devices. Tools for checking and correcting spellings and grammatical errors. Tests for your assessment and practice and so on. And setting up your English or any types of language learning schedule as careful as possible but flexible ones. And golden rule in English language or any types of language planning is that before starting your daily and weekly plan, try to adhere these rules to learn increase energy. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Is you have to undoubtedly encounter individuals in your works and academic environment proficiency. Everyone envious this individual is not a problem as long as it creates motivation, forces you to be what you are. But when you it causes a stress and feeling of being left behind, it is not useful and unhelpful, but also considered a deterrent. It's in moments when this feeling comes over, think about if others have success in this path, then you can do. And if they are not successful, is it guaranteed to yourself to be successful? It's a very philosophical question you should ask about yourself when you are envious and jealous to anybody's. Be your thought and thought as competitor. In this vast world, only you have a direct impact on this extent of your skills. So, start a serious competition with yourself. Defeat your yesterday's versions of yourself today. And repeat this sentence in your mind every time. If I am only 1% better than yesterday every time, at the end of the day, I will be 30, 365% better and percent better than current myself in future. And after 1 year, I will be revolutionized totally. Weekly motivation boosters. Evaluate yourself weekly. Write down on a paper in your vision yourself. For example, what opportunities await for me if I learn a language reaches that, I don't know, that point. In a 1 year, continuously doing these simple exercises will keep your motivation engine running for a long time and propel yourself forward a full throttle. Excellent exercise in daily language planning. Okay, reviving dead time in daily English planning is one of the oldest points. In that times that as dead times like when you are traffic jam bus as previous examples, you can write daily diaries in English, watching animations, films, and series, TV vacuum programs appropriate to your level. Listen to BBC podcasts and view VOA ones and radio if you are advanced level. Watching English language videos on YouTube. Recording yourself while reading and listening. Following and chasing English speakers on social medias. Reading daily English articles and newspapers. Reading English stories. Summarizing and rewriting stories and practicing conversation in front of mirror is very critical for you. Include a variety of resources of different skills learning in your schedule so you don't lose your study motivation with a monotonous plan and monotonous one. If you dedicate specific hours each day out to your English language study in your daily training program, this will greatly help you in forming a study habit and adherence as a as habitant for life, as a habitual forever. Try to design 1 day as a week as a makeup day so that if you are encounter unexpected events, you don't lose the opportunity to compensate. In your language learning plan, be sure to allocate regular times for reviewing and repeating materials because as we do, without considering this point, a large part of your efforts will be fruitless. Having a partner at your level provides a special opportunity, particularly strengthens skills and increase confidence. At the end of the day, that you have successfully completed your plan, reward yourself, even by having a hot coffee and a small things. And that's it. Thank you for attending on my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like this podcast video, subscribe my channel, and push the notification for further videos. Until the next time, good luck. Keep reading, keep enjoying, and keep watching. Farewell. Bye. Bye.